Welcome to the something annual Techtonica graduation. I think this is the fourth year their graduations, but this is the first one for this year, so that's exciting. Please take a moment to turn on your cameras so we can see all of your lovely faces. And I've already asked you to do this, but any newcomers, please make sure that you rename yourself and add your pronouns. You do that by clicking the three little dots next to the top of right hand of your picture. Just add them in a little parentheses. Michelle is going to make a poll. It will ask you what programming languages you know. And
let's just do that in the chat since it took us a bit to get started.
Just do it in the chat. I love it. Going too far. Okay, here is our general agenda. We're going to do a welcome, which is right now. I'm going to introduce myself. Michelle's going to chat. We're going to meet our graduates. We're going to talk about all of the awesome partners that we have. We'll have a board member chitty chat, and we'll take a group picture. So all sorts of fun and excitement if this wants to go. Where we are empowering local, and local now means remote, women and non-binary adults in need in tech skills. Carly, that's me. I am the software engineering apprenticeship manager for this cohort and the next cohort. And it is my pleasure to work with all of these amazing participants who you will get to meet soon on a daily basis and help them get to their goals. And it's been a wonderful ride for me. Before we get started, I just want to make sure everybody is up on the code of conduct. If you do not agree with this code of conduct, please excuse yourself from this meeting. So I'm just going to read this out loud so we're all on the same page. Techtonica is dedicated to providing a safe, inclusive, welcoming, and harassment-free space and experience for all members and guests, regardless of gender identity and expression, sexual orientation, disability, physical appearance, socioeconomic status, body size, ethnicity, nationality, level of experience, age, religion, or lack thereof. Our code of conduct exists because of that dedication. We do not tolerate harassment in any form, and we prioritize marginalized people's safety over privileged people's comfort. Our full code of conduct can be found at our website, techtonica.org/conduct. So I'm going to pass it off to Michelle now.
Thank you, Sarah. You can go to the next slide. So I'm Michelle Glauser. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the founder and CEO of Techtonica. I always like to start by sharing a little bit about my story because that leads to why Techtonica even exists. As you can see here, I always was interested in computers. I just didn't know anyone who worked on them as someone who is part of a large blue collar family. And so next slide. I was doing a completely other career until 2012 when I found out about this brand new concept of a coding boot camp. And I said, ooh, I want to do that. So I did. And within a couple of weeks of graduating, I had tripled my income. And that was so amazing and empowering. And I just really wanted to pay it forward. So I started organizing meetups and helping other people kind of find that same pathway. Next slide. And then in 2015, I spearheaded the I Look Like an Engineer ad campaign. And that was a great way to kind of bring attention to the fact that there wasn't always inclusion and that there are diverse engineers, even though people said it was a pipeline problem. But I didn't feel like it was really changing people's lives. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to really pay forward that empowerment. And I kept thinking, if only people could do the same program that I did. Next slide. But all of the programs I gathered into this spreadsheet, I recognized there were a lot of barriers still. So the tuition had tripled since I attended, for example, and they expected people not just have any laptop, but the most expensive kind of laptop. And somehow people were still supposed to pay rent while they were doing this full-time learning. I also didn't think most of the programs were very safe for parents. or underrepresented people. And finally, I didn't see any of them actually placing people in jobs. They would introduce them to companies, but most graduates of coding boot camps take 6 months to a year to find a job. So if you're already having trouble paying tuition and paying rent during the program, how are you supposed to wait 6 months to a year to get a job after that? It just did not seem feasible. Next slide. So that is why I started Techtonica. And basically the business model is that we partner with companies so that we can offer tech training with living stipends, laptops, and job placements to women and non-binary adults with low incomes. Next slide. So let's look back on this cohort. This is the first time we had a prereq for the cohort. And this was based on feedback from past cohorts where people said it would be really nice if everyone started at a more similar level. So we put together a prereq and we had study groups so that if people were not prepared to do that on their own, we could provide them some support with that. At this very first week of our cohort, we unfortunately lost our technical lead, and our graduate, Naomi, stepped in to be our temporary guide while we looked for someone new. And that new person is today's MC, our technical lead, or team, Sarah. So we were so happy, and it feels like Sarah has done a fantastic job leading this cohort. We also said goodbye to Talia, who has been working at Techtonica for 3 years, no, 2 years. But it has felt like forever, and it was really hard to say goodbye to her. We did start having weekly meditation thanks to some wonderful volunteers, and that has really helped the participants feel like they had a way to kind of de-stress, and we purposely scheduled it on a Wednesday, which is always the most stressful day. And I will also say that I have taken part in that, and it has been wonderful for me too. Also, we moved from assessments or testing that were a huge source of stress for our participants to weekly technical interviews. And that way people could get more immediate feedback and practice with interviewing. So it has been a great move. We're really happy about that. Also, we started doing bi-monthly all hands with the board, the staff, and the participants. And that way we could have kind of some more transparency across the board. And those have been really nice. Not only has it been good to share information about the organization, it's been like a nice way for us to get to know each other a little more. And thanks, Alexandra. It's been great. And then we also have had staff safety meetings each week where we talk about any safety issues for the participants, the staff, or anyone in the community, and anything we want to do to make that better. And that is actually why some of these changes came about. So it's been great to have these safety meetings, and we will continue doing those. What is so wonderful is that we have noticed improvements in our weekly surveys since implementing these changes. So I am really happy about that. And apparently everyone else is too. Okay, so our impact. This is our 5th year, and we've had 5 cohorts. This is the 5th cohort. After tonight, we'll have 51 graduates, which is unbelievable. Also, I just am so happy to report that the income increase for most of our graduates is between 3 and 5 times. So that economic empowerment that we really wanted to be able to provide is happening. So that's great. Okay, so looking forward, we are starting a new cohort in July. The launch celebration will be on July 21st, so please join that as well to cheer them on. It is going to be a larger cohort, which is exciting. And we will continue to focus on improving all of those processes that are part of the program and that make the whole thing tick. Next slide. I just want to say to the graduates tonight that I am so proud of you. Congratulations. I know that sometimes it can feel like discouraging or scary, but I just want you to remember you were not randomly selected for this program. Each of you showed what you could do during each step of the application process. And we all know it's a very vigorous or rigorous application process. And you excelled at every single step of that. And I knew, like we all knew because of that, that you could do really great things and that you were ready to do great things. So I just hope that you, when you get discouraged, you look back and remember all of the things you've learned and see how far you've come, because I can see that and it makes me so proud of you. I encourage you to take time to look back at that. And you can even look back at the code challenge you submitted as part of your application and see the difference in your code, I'm sure. So please think of that when you need it. We are so proud of you. We are always going to be happy to give a pep talk or to support you in whatever way you need. You're not alone. You have the whole community now, and you're still going to face other challenges, but it will be amazing because you've done that before, and now you know that you can continue to do that. So congratulations, everyone, and I will turn it back over to Sarah.
Thank you, Michelle. That was very inspirational. Okay, what is the application process for those of you who wonder? As Michelle said, everybody excelled at every step along the way. So to remind you, way back in the day, you did a long application. There were lots of workshops you had to do. You did code challenges. You paired with a staff member. You did staff interviews and board interviews. There's a lot that goes into applying for this program. The characteristics that we seek and then strengthen throughout our program are resilience, autonomy, commitment, positivity and adaptability, collaboration, curiosity, and logic. And I hope that each and every one of you can think back to 6 months ago and how much you've grown in each of those aspects, because I have definitely seen it change and grow in each and every one of you. This is a full-time program. You worked, you do the prereq study groups, you worked for 6 months really hard the last 6 months. We had mentors that helped you out, and now you're moving into the second part of this apprenticeship program, which is a 6-month on-the-job training where you're actually going to be working on real code for real companies. We have a whole lot of lessons that you all have learned. We teach all of these awesome things and more, and that equates to over 1,000 hours of learning that you have put in the last 6 months. I just want to reiterate how much you've learned, because I know it feels like you've learned a lot for sure, but when you're in the day-to-day nitty-gritty, you can't really see back exactly how much you've learned. But gosh, you all have learned a whole lot. So there's a lot that happened in the program. There were day leads, code challenges, you learned about new topics, you did pairing, you did pull requests for the curriculum, you've helped make this program be better for the next group of people coming, which is amazing. We also had mentors that everybody worked with. Unfortunately, these are all old photos from the before times when people could hang out in person. So next cohort, we'll try to get some screen grabs, but lots of everybody was placed with 1 or 2 personal mentors that helped them through the program. And I know there are a lot of mentors on the call right now. So thank you all so much for your time. You have been an invaluable help to all of the participants. And I'm sure they've thanked you on their own too, but I wanted to thank you as well because you're all great. Thank you so much. Looking forward, we're going to continue doing the weekly check-ins. We're going to continue with mentoring, and we're going to continue building community. This is for you all. So you all will have the weekly check-ins we've talked at. Your mentors will continue meeting with you for the next 6 months. And you have this community. Do not feel like you are on your own. Everybody here at Techtonica wants to see each and every one of you continue to thrive in the world. So if anything comes up, if you need advice, if you need a shoulder, if you need a pep talk, please reach out to any of us. You have your Techtonica siblings as well, but don't forget about those of us who have been there as well. I need to change the sharing setting so that it has the sound. So just a second. Oop, I need to stop it so I can start it again. Share with sound. So Christina has been an amazing help in the last few months that she started, and unfortunately she couldn't be here tonight, but she did make you a video, so enjoy. If you can't hear it, ping me.
Hi. First, I'm so sorry that I'm missing your graduation. I'm really bummed that I'm not being able to be with you all tonight. I'm so proud of you. When I started to work with Techtonica, you were in the middle of your final project, and I saw all of you complete that process with such enthusiasm. It's really inspiring, all the things that you managed to create during your program. And I'm so happy that all of you will be having an internship the next 6 months. If at any moment during your internship you are feeling low or something, just remember that this industry really needs you. The tech industry really needs you. We all need the different way of seeing the world that you have. And that you have a community on your corner. If at any moment you need something, you want to talk with a mentor, want to have a conversation with someone that have a different role, you have a community that is more than willing to help you. And at least for my part of my job is helping you. So please reach out. We have your back. Happy graduation for all of you. Celebrate and think that you made it. You changed your path, your career. You already did all the things that 1 year ago were just a dream. Happy celebration for that. And now there is Arepa doing a role for all of you.
Oop.
Hi.
I hope you're all excited as I was to see Arepa's belly, because that's a really nice belly. Okay, on to the most important part of our evening, talking about our graduates who have worked so extraordinarily hard over not just the last 6 months in our program, but also all the prep time that it took to get here. So I'm going to share with you some videos that they have made that show both a 1-minute little spiel about themselves and also a little dive into their final projects that they did. So sit back and enjoy as I mute myself.
Hi, my name is Abby and my pronouns are she, her, hers. My background is in civil and environmental engineering, and I was first drawn to engineering because I enjoy problem solving and designing solutions that can have a significant impact in my community. It has been hard for me to get into tech because when I took my first Java course in high school, I really struggled and thought that software development was not meant for me. In undergrad, I was really pushed out of my comfort zone in terms of what I thought I was capable of, and my previous fixed mindset was no longer serving me, and I really had to relearn how to learn. I believe that I would make a great software engineer because I'm excited to work on products where I can make a tangible impact through the applications or services I can help provide. I'm drawn to this career because I'm a lifelong learner and I want to apply what I learned to help others. I'm excited to be on this journey to becoming a full stack engineer. Thank you. My final project was creating the website for the Bella Charity, a nonprofit animal sanctuary and shelter. Here I have the mission statement clearly displayed. Below it shows what the nonprofit does, and below that there is a dog fact displayed, which is generated by hitting a random dog fact API. The user is able to click to get a new fact each time. Here in the Learn More, the user is sent to the adoption page where all the animals in our Postgres database are displayed. I created a filter to show adoption animals and foster animals. Then the user is able to sign up to foster and adopt on our application form. Here I use the third-party library for forms called Formic, and I installed a library on top of that for form validation. All the form information is then sent through an API spreadsheet to Google Sheets so that the information is easily accessible for the nonprofit. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Hi, my name is Abby and my pronouns are she, her, hers. My background.
Hi, my name is Alex. My pronouns are she, her. The three things that I enjoy the most are interactivity, technology, and design. I got into web development when I was in high school. Recently, I got my associate degree in mobile and web development. And what I've realized is that JavaScript is so powerful for creating interactive apps that are visually pleasing and engaging. And that's what I'm concentrating my time on right now. A fun fact about me is that I already work with technologies like WebVR and 3GS or 3D for web in my personal projects, and I hope to continue working with technologies like that in my professional life. Some things that I like to do for fun is just going to museums, enjoying other people's projects and their creative coding, as well as listening to music and going out dancing. Lunar Task. It's a task management app that integrates with Moonphase API, third-party API. As we log in, we use Auth0 to authenticate through Google. And as you log in into my app, I create a new user ID in my Postgres database, and this is how we're able to add, delete, and query tasks. The Moonphase and the SVG comes from the external API, and then actions and details are coming from my JavaScript objects and rendered together using React. We can choose specific date to plan according to the moon phase, and we have a week view also, which allows you to plan according to the moon phase spiritual meanings for the entire week. And this is how this component looks, and the entire app is built using print stack. Hi, my name is Alex.
Hi, my name is Avery. I use they, them pronouns. I have a background in IT, and I have a degree in data science with a social psychology focus from the University of Connecticut. I used to work as a data technician in a psychology lab, and I made apps in Python for automating lab work. One thing is that I really loved how folks in the lab could focus more on what they love, their research, because of my work. And I realized I want to continue more of that. I want to learn more about developing, learn more about tech, and that's kind of what brought me here to Techtonica. And a fun fact about myself is that I really love memes and meme history. I love how memes tell so much about how we can connect and think, and I just think it's neat. I even did a capstone project about what psycholinguistic features help a meme go viral. In general, I'm really curious about different communication styles, and that passion is what led me to my final project, Scribbler. Scribbler is an app where you can quickly scribble and share ideas using a temporary link. The link expires after 30 minutes, and then the image will be deleted. There's a variety of creative tools, such as an AI color palette generator, which uses the ColorMind API. Registered users also get to view their scribbles that they've shared in the past 24 hours. Users can sign up through Auth0 and use social connections like Google, GitHub, or Discord. The images are temporarily stored in a private AWS S3 bucket using signed URLs and then deleted through an S3 lifecycle. Scribbler uses Postgres to handle user IDs and the file names generated by NanoID so that users can then make new 30-minute links during the 24-hour period. The design is responsive and mobile compatible so that you can scribble and share wherever you are. Thank you. Hi.
Hey everyone, my name is Brianna Clausen. You can call me Bree. So a little bit about me. I'm an artist, and fun fact, I can draw moving targets because I used to compete as a courtroom artist in high school. Seriously, though, I love interactive mediums, and I could analyze and talk about their designs all day if you let me. If there's one thing I learned from my time at Techtonica, it's that all experiences have value. Prior to my apprenticeship, I worked as a tutor and office assistant for SFUSD. And cool story about that is that when I was interviewing for that job at 22, I admitted that I never finished high school due to challenging circumstances when I was a teen. So they hired me, enrolled me in a high school. 3 weeks later, I completed a year's worth of senior coursework just in time to be the oldest person at the graduation ceremony.
So it was actually my having experienced being a full-time student and single mother at the same time that sparked the idea for my app, which aims to promote a healthy work-life balance. Time Down is a flexible time management app that utilizes the Pern stack and Google's OAuth 2 and Calendar APIs to authenticate a user and read from their Google Calendar. A user can add a task, including information such as the estimated time and due date, and Time Down will then suggest balanced work times to complete that task by its due date that fits into the user's schedule. If the user agrees with the suggestions, they can then add them to their Google Calendar, refresh, and see them there. User settings and tasks are stored in a Postgres database, meaning they can customize the app to meet their scheduling needs. As you can see here in this lovely mobile view, Time Down will only render and schedule for the hours you want it to. Thank you all so much for watching my demo. I'm so happy I got to share this with you.
Hi, my name is Leah. My pronouns are she, her. My background is over a decade in the dental field, and some fun facts about me is I picked up mushroom foraging, and I like to work on motorcycles and cars. What that's taught me is the importance of communication. With working on cars and or working in a dental team, I learned that in order to improve, you should share what you know and also learn from others, how they approach different things. And what that's showed me in studying technology is that I actually really love APIs, because APIs is just another way that people share what they know and simplify the work for others. I hope to continue abstracting out the complexities and make tech appear like magic for others. My Garden is a web app that gives users plant recommendations based on their zip code. The front end is built out with React.js, and authentication is delegated to Auth0. Upon initial login, a user is brought to their profile where they can update their preferred name. Otherwise, it's defaulted to their email. A user can also update their zip code, which will then call third-party API Browseline to retrieve the zone for that particular zip code, which we see updated there. Then a user can go to their plant recommendations, and these plants are the plants that are hardy to the user's particular zone. A user can add or save plants, which write to our Postgres database. They can see their saved plants and also delete it from here. Data is persisted, so a user can safely log out, and they can still come back to see their plants.
Hi, I'm Mandy, and I go by she or they. Have a background in chemistry, illustration, and graphic design. And with that background, I was able to create multiple projects, including an organic chemistry board game called React. I like playing musical instruments such as kalimba, cello, and carillon. I care about animals and the environment and have adapted my lifestyle in support of that. I'm a visual learner, and one of the troubles I've had in the past was with the requirements in order to fulfill a career or degree program. And I've always searched for and wanted a tool to create a visual diagram of the requirements to fulfill a complicated goal or a long-term goal. And that's inspiration for my app, the prerequisite tree. The prerequisite tree, and this is loading a graph called digital registration certificate. which is a degree program with required courses and shows you the prerequisites for each course. You can hide or show the load screen. It shows existing graphs from the database, such as recipes. You can edit any of these, and you can add something new. You can link it to something existing. You can link any existing task to another existing task, and you can save it, and it'll show up on the database right here. And you can create a completely new graph. It'll clear completely and show the edit screens. If you get stuck, you can press question mark, and it'll tell you explicit instructions on how to create a graph. And here's the default again, and this uses the NASA Astronomy Photo Today API to load a new photo in the background every single day, and here's information about it on the footer.
Hi, I'm Megan Natividad and my pronouns are she, her. Fun fact about me, I enjoy performing, so I do comedy, improv, and creating music. Graduating from Techtonica has been a long time coming for me because I've dreamt of being an engineer since I was a kid. However, I pursued nursing, which was my background in undergrad, and then changed careers after realizing I mainly did it to appease my sweet, well-intentioned but wrong Filipino parents. A lot of people ask me why I made such a big career shift, and to that I say, I just love applying my creative and technical side in programming. I can understand systems to make them more efficient, solve puzzles debugging code, or bring my ideas to life in web development. But one of the greatest things I've learned at Techtonica is how to remain positive throughout challenges and to enjoy the ride. One thing I hope to do after this program is pay it forward by mentoring women who, like myself, have always wanted to pursue this career but lack the roadmap or the representation to blaze trails. Thank you. Got It is a powerful checklist for anyone who loves to plan and prepare on the regular. You could sign in with your Google account and from there view your collection of lists. When you enter a list, it's pretty much a regular to-do list. You can add an item, edit it, even delete an item. But what sets Got It apart is the recurring feature. I developed an algorithm that allows users to set an item to return back to a list on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. I'll demonstrate that effect here with 5 seconds. So we'll check an item, and this should return in 5 seconds. Also, thanks to Google Calendar's API, this app connects to your calendar so you can view your upcoming events, as well as add this list to your calendar, so you can view it here. Lastly, because Got It is collaborative, you can share a list with other users. So imagine using this app for other use cases such as potlucks, shared work processes, or shared weekly groceries. That way, your partner, friends, or even colleagues can easily check items off your list and tell you, got it. Thank you. Hi, I'm Megan Natividad and my pronouns are she.
Hi, my name is Sophia Rafat, and I use she, her pronouns. I have a background in management and customer service. I'm a huge dork. I'm super interested in neuroscience and AI, anything space related, and being outdoors in beautiful green spaces. For me, pursuing a career in software engineering symbolizes a shift in how I see myself and my abilities. I was at a really low point last year after I was laid off during the pandemic, and I felt like my options were extremely limited. I came into Techtonica with very, very little programming experience. And over the last 5 months, in addition to my technical skills improving by leaps and bounds, through all the ups and downs, it solidified for me that I'm worth my own effort. I'm more than the sum of my experiences and that I am enough. For anyone that has felt boxed in by their circumstances and has underestimated their power to redirect the course of their life, I think the biggest catalyst to personal change is first reframing the image you have of yourself and your potential. I've grown so much, and I look forward to sharing my journey and paying my blessings forward to other women and Black and Brown people that have similar stories. Thank you. My Doulas of Color app is a full-stack Kern application created to allow parents to browse and search a database of doulas. I've connected to the Auth0 API. Users are able to log into the app using their Google email address. They can search the doula database, as well as view doula details. I've also connected to the Email.js API Users are able to send an email through the contact form that will be connected to the doula clinic's email. As a test, this is currently connected to my personal email. The final iteration of my doulas of color will be donated to Jamal Birth Village to assist in increasing access to certified birth doulas of color and providing parents and babies with high quality, culturally safe care. Thank you. Hi, my name is Sophia Rafat, and I use she, her pronouns.
Hello, my name is Taylor. When I'm not in front of a computer screen and working, I can be found hiking on some of the trails in Oakland and Berkeley, tending my little plant guardian on my patio, or making some kind of niche art. I turned a microwave into an aquarium during shelter in place, and that was a really fun little project. Most of my work experience has been in retail and hospitality, but I've always worked near tech, using different software to manage inventory, deal with multiple vendors, and yeah. My interest into making this career transition has been because I wanted to find myself like in a career where I would be encouraged to learn new skills that I can use to build tools that will be used by many people. So I want to take my experience that I've learned using different softwares and the problems I face with like those and make it more accessible for folks.
Welcome to Uplift, the first version of my work in progress of our final project for Techtonica. It was built using Postgres, Express, React, and Node.js for the server. The third-party API that I used for user authentication and like logging in and signing up is Auth0. It allows social login providers like Google, GitHub, and other like related ones that you can kind of just add to your universal login. So as you can see, when you click on Login with Google, it imports your profile picture and name that you've set. And for my project, when the user is logged in addition to being able to search businesses that provide Hoyer lifts for their clients, they can also add data to the database, making this a useful tool to crowdsource data on accessibility utilities provided by businesses that is otherwise hard to find.
Hi, my name is Yin Jie. My pronouns are she, her. I'm originally from Shanghai, China, and I have a background in business and finance. Before moving to the USA several years ago, I've worked for a venture capital investment company in China, which gave me great opportunities to work with software engineers on multiple projects. I was impressed by their work and passion for creating a better world through tech innovations. Through that experience, I developed an interest in high tech and decided to learn coding. Then I found Techtonica. Now I'm excited to join the tech industry and to develop technologies that contribute positive changes to our community. In my spare time, I like playing piano and hiking. Thank you.
National Park Finder is an app for searching all the national parks in the US. First, you log in the website. Then you can search either by state's name or by keywords. So let's try the state of California. This is the search results, so we can hit the info button to see the detail of this particular park. Then we go back to the search results page. We can select or deselect the parks. Then we go to My Saved Parks to check out all the parks that we have saved. We can click on those links to check out the details of the parks again. We can also delete the parks we have saved. And this is the mobile design. Hope you can find your next vacation by using the app. And thanks for watching.
Yay. Everybody did so well. It was so wonderful seeing those videos again. Now I want to invite our board member, Michelle Grover, to give a talk to all of you.
Hi, everybody. I love that Gabby loves that one picture because I never know. So if you don't know this, Gabby is my EA and Michelle knows Gabby. And so I never know what picture she's provided until I show up to various events. So I'm always like, oh, so this is the one that she felt today. She has a list of them because it just makes her life easier to pick from them. So I am actually really proud of you. Even though I had you off camera, I was actually watching everything. Well done. Really, really good job. Oh, you took it. Look at you. See, Michelle Glauser is bad too. She does this. Really good job. I know that this is hard. So I want to acknowledge that. I want to acknowledge the amount of work that went into this and that is not easy. But I also want to acknowledge how if you just take a second and think about what it was like at the beginning and how hard it was then, and then fast forward to where you are now, did you see it? I think we don't celebrate our wins. We always celebrate the struggle and what we're stuck in, but we don't look at that travel path to get somewhere. So when you were first dealing with difficulty, when you were first stuck on a problem and you didn't think you could do it, to where you are now and what you created, I want you to just take a second and go back and think of all the steps that got in between there and be very, very, very proud because that is no small feat. If you think that even somebody like me that has 30 years in hasn't had these same types of issues, doesn't have the same problem, doesn't tell people this all the time, because we always fast forward to the proud and excited point. This is the thing I plan to do. And guess what? The journey is so much more important than the finished product. And we never think about that. A large part of my leadership responsibility is critiquing people about what they learn along the way as opposed to the finished product, because the finished product will be better when you take your time in between, you learn something in between. If you can just really get there really quickly, then what did you really learn along the way? So the hard part is actually the part that's the most beneficial. And what you get to do coming into companies, especially companies like the various companies that I've worked for, the reason we love having folks that have not gone through a traditional route in technology is you will see something we don't see. And you have no idea how important that is. And a lot of times we don't even realize how important that is. So, example I'll give you, and Michelle knows because I prepare no speech. This will be off the cuff, but I'll give you a couple examples because today I actually had to talk to a couple of companies about suggestions about how they made their products better. So I'll tell you two examples. One, I have a really, really good friend that even as old as he is on Snapchat. I am really old, so I don't have Snapchat. My son, who is 15, has Snapchat. Sometimes, evidently, I don't know. But he was telling me the story. He's actually African. And when Snapchat first came out with the filters, he was so excited. He's 40. I think it's a little odd, but I kind of let it go. It's fine. So he's like, I could not wait to do all the filters. They didn't work. Not for him at all. Why? Because I'm going to bet everybody sitting in that room that created that code, that tested that code, looked nothing like him at all. So think about that. In this room of people who work on a very serious product that is going to be international, that product is not designed for the US only, it's an international product, right? That did not work on what would arguably be the vast majority of the world, because there's different hues, there's different degrees of people. And if those people are not in the room when you build a product, you will not have a good quality or a successful product if you want to market it outside of very specific regions. So that's the first example I'll tell you. The second is I have a niece who decided that she was going to be part of one of her STEM groups at school. And she was out for the week. And evidently, all that was in the group were boys, no women at all. And she thought nothing of it. You know, she's just out for a week. That was the week they decided to do t-shirts for some kind of robotics event they had. When she came back and the t-shirts came back, all the shirts had words right across the front that if you are a woman or someone, anyone with breasts, doesn't matter who you are, it is very uncomfortable and very odd and draws the eye towards somewhere you probably are not expecting someone to look. Why? Because everyone sitting in that room did not have to think about that. Here's another example of someone in a room not having the right people in the room to ask the right questions to think about that. So that's why it's important to get people who are not from traditional lifestyles, understandings, whatever you want to adhere to, in a room with all people, because we are marketing to a world, not a person, not a region, not a city, not a state. If you want to become a company that is successful internationally, you need to be able to market and create code internationally. And the only way to do that is to have people who are going to be part of the consumers of your product, whether it's free or not. Otherwise, how will you ever make a quality product? That is really important. And that is the benefit that you add to this program and to wherever you go. So, whatever insecurities that you bring walking into these companies, I need you, when that insecurity starts to creep in, to remember these stories, because this is the story of why it's important that you are sitting in the room. You did not go to school for this. You did not learn this very specific way. You will bring something that is immensely important and missing from a situation. So whenever you get scared, whenever you get worried, I need you to think back to, this is where I belong and there's a reason why I'm here. And then think of those stories that I've told you about where that there was no representation. And even if you are not that person, represent that person in this story. Think about the fact, look, take a minute, look around the room and say, who is not here? Who should be here? And how am I their voice? And you have the ability to walk in and do that and actually guide people who arguably will tell you they know what they're doing, they're longer in career. You will be able to see something they don't, and you will be able to bring that in. So I say that, I don't know how long I'm supposed to have for this, but I think that's good enough. I say that to say I'm very proud of you. I understand how hard this is, but that even when you hit the insecurities, be proud. Be proud of all the work you've done and know that you belong in the room you're in, because there needs to be somebody there. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. That was great.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me share my screen again here. Okay, we are gonna do some mingling, everybody's favorite, I know. So just give me a minute to set up the breakout rooms, and then you're gonna have 10 minutes. I want you to share your names, your pronouns, something interesting about you that no one would ever guess from a meeting on Zoom. So think about the interesting factoids that you're going to share. Let's see. 40, I need. My brain is breaking at the moment. 40 divided by 5 is, who wants to help me?
8.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, I did take calculus and I passed it not that long ago. Okay, you're all gonna go into rooms. Remember, names, pronouns, and something awesome interesting about yourself. Have fun. I will pull you out in 10 minutes. You should see the rooms. Are people going to the rooms? I don't see people going to rooms. Oh, that's because I messed it up. Let me do this again. Sorry. No, assign mathematically. Okay, now go to your rooms. People going? You should see them. Yes. Welcome back as you all come rolling back in. Any fun tidbits of things people learned that you couldn't tell from a Zoom call? I see some smiles. Hopefully that means you all had fun.
I can speak.
Hopefully.
We had Jackie in our room who's had 2 graduate grandchildren, which I don't know if you folks know from our program, which is pretty freaking fantastic, actually.
Whoa.
I actually showed up for the last one. Nia Charrington. So I came to San Francisco to attend. I would be in San Francisco if this was live. It's just that important.
Good to see you again.
Speaking of Nia, where is she? She should be here supporting her sister.
She's on an airplane. She
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Then she's excused.
Yeah.
Everybody, I just want to say hi to Naomi too, who was the scene for the first few months. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, I had to be here. I had to see everybody's projects.
Okay, I think we are all back from our rooms now. So I'm going to hand the floor over to Tiffany, who is going to talk to us about all of our awesome sponsors. So Tiffany, just let me know when you want me to change slides.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sarah. Hi, everyone. I'm Tiffany Kwok. I'm Techtonica's Partnerships Manager. My pronouns are she, her, hers. Yeah, I'm really excited to announce all of our amazing partners this cohort. I'll start by doing our grant partners. I'll dive into our supporter level partners, and then the hiring partners, and I'll make the announcement about the placements. I would love for us to turn on our mics or unmute during announcements if possible, because I feel like it can be challenging to mimic the excitement over a virtual world. So if you feel comfortable, unmute so we can cheer each person on as I make those announcements. So please, next slide, Sarah. So our grant partners, first off is Twitter. This will be our second year working with them with their Twitter for Good team. Next slide. We were also awarded a Community Investment Award from Trevor TCR. Next up is our supporter level sponsors who worked with us on mock interviewing, sending volunteers, different ways of working with us on the non-hiring level. So we have Lattice, next slide, Marquetta, Smug Mug, Fitbit, Exignite, and then Palo Alto Networks, Smart News, Qualcomm, and yeah. So next up, hiring sponsors and placement matches. If you feel comfortable.
When we can unmute, right?
Yeah, unmute now if you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So first off is Indeed, and Sophia will be going there.
Yay! Congratulations, Sophia.
Congratulations.
And then next up we have Upstart. Alex, Leah, and Mandy will be going there.
Congratulations.
Next up we have MyVest, and Ying Jae will be going there. Next up we have Stack Overflow, and Bria and Mia will be going there.
Yes, Bria and Mia.
Congratulations. And then last but not least, Sony PlayStation, Abby, Avery, and Taylor will be going there.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Those are all the placements. I'm so proud of each and every one of you all. You made it.
Yeah.
Congratulations to everybody.
Yep.
Yay.
I love
so
this
proud.
picture.
Okay, it's time for the group screenshot, everybody's favorites. So if you would please unmute yourself, or keep yourself muted, but turn on your camera and, put on a big happy smile as if you've just finished this big old long hard program and you're super proud of yourself, as you should be. So I'm going to pause the transcript so that we don't have the words on the screen. Uh-oh. So they don't go away, I guess. Well,
they do on mine.
now
We're
they're good.
to
Okay,
go.
good.
Don't
That's
worry.
the important thing.
All right. Just waiting for the names to disappear. There we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time, just in case someone blinked, because there's always someone. You know who you are. No, I'm just kidding.
It's me.
All right, here we go again. Sorry, it takes a second for all the words to go away. Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Thanks, everyone.
Yay! Awesome. We even got the nug in there. For those of you wondering, Bree's child, his nickname is the Nugget. So we like to call him the Nug. Okay, let me get back to sharing my screen again for everybody. That one, share. We have done the group screenshot. That was so 30 seconds ago. So a huge, huge thank you to our sponsors, our donors, our advocates, our mentors, our volunteers, and our friends and family. Without each and every bullet pointed group, we would not be what we are. So I cannot express thanks enough for everything that all of these people have done. It really does take a village. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm so appreciative for everybody's help. Please stay in touch. You know, join us on the tweeters. Join us on Facebook and Instagrams and LinkedIn and stay connected. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank each and every one of you enough for this amazing experience. And it has been an honor to work with all of you. So one more big round of applause for all of our amazing.
Can we unmute for that?
Yes, we should definitely unmute for that. Everybody unmute. One more big old round of applause. I'm so proud of you.
And great
Well, if
job,
anybody
Sarah,
wants to
for
stick around and
jumping
mingle-
in too. You jumped into the middle of this group
jumped in.
and just you took off and did such a great job. It's been really amazing to see this group and how you've totally transformed the experience for them. And
well,
yeah.
thank you. And it wouldn't have been possible with them being willing, all of the participants being willing to just go with the flow. So thank you all so much for your flexibility. And thank you, Naomi, for getting them set up for me. So thank you all so much. And if anybody wants to stick around and mingle for a little bit, you are more than welcome to stay here and show us pets, because, you know, I always want to see a cat. So have a
That is
wonderful evening to everybody.
Yay.
Yay.
I'd be down for some more breakout rooms if other people are.
Yeah, let me drag my screen over. Let's see, we have 30 people. Do we want to do 4-person rooms again?
Well, you might want to wait.
It's weird. It doesn't how do you start new breakout rooms without?
You click on recreate, I think is the button.
Okay, and that clears out the people and puts them in different rooms.
Yeah, something like that.
Wait a minute. How are there more people now than there were before?
Wait, what?
There were 30. Well, there were 40, then there were 30. Now it's chat 35. Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, I'm going to stick you
See you later.
into.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Okay.
Well, maybe
Here's
there
some
will be
rooms.
few enough of us that we can just stay in one room.
Stay here. Chat like champions. Let's just chat like champions. There are 12 of us. Is it all of my friends, the participants?
Michelle.
I had to nugget
Michelle
into
G.
bed, but
Goodbye, Nugget.
night, everyone.
See you later.
Congratulations, Bree.
Thank you so
I want
much.
to see those pictures tomorrow. They're all going to hang out in person.
Oh.
The cohort is going to meet. And I'm very jealous. And I want to see the pictures. Well, how do you feel? Does it feel real yet, the 4 of you?
I mean, it's still gonna be in the screen in front of me, so it's kind of like not. It's just a transition.
Definitely a big old transition. That is very true.
I'm excited because it's official. What's up? I was like, no, take out that in training. I'm a software engineer. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I
Off
took
it
it off
goes.
as soon as I signed and the background cleared. I was like, okay, erase.
Off it goes.
And
Take it out.
done.
Right?
Agreed.
Yeah, that's a real big feel right there.
I still can't imagine that we have completed this program. Time flies. I still remember the like last December, November when we were preparing for the program. Like we joined this prep, and now it's over. Like it's been 6 months, and we've graduated. Yeah, it's just I just feel thrilled. Yeah, thank you everyone for this amazing journey. I really appreciate it. Without you, I couldn't. I just just couldn't imagine what I would be doing for now, and especially next. So thank you so much, Techtonica.
Thank you for all your work. It's not us that does the work, it's you that does the work. So thank you, because it's inspiring to see.
Yeah, we could do everything that we do, and if you didn't do anything, nothing would happen.
It's true. Very true.
We can't force you to become software engineers. You have to do the hard work yourself.
But I do hope that I'll look on your LinkedIn's tomorrow and all of that in trainings will be taken off.
Totally.
Have you put your new roles yet? Where you're going to be? So like
you can't until your
SONY
start date.
intern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the start date. Wait, do we like?
I tried to.
Oh.
What's that, Mandy?
Leia's ahead of. Wait, do we keep the Techtonica for like the full year, or is it like just for like 6 months? Like in like
No, now you're going to be at
okay.
Upstart. Yeah.
But do we keep they're
writing you
'Cause you're
paychecks.
still there for us.
Like, do we
We'll
end it a
always
year?
be here for
We'll
you, though.
always, yeah, we're not going to kick you out of the community. But yeah, your 6 months at Techtonica are over. So feel free to put that as over. And now you're in your new chapter with your placement. Woohoo! I'm so glad we
appropriate
could
that
get
it's on-
placements for everyone.
Oh, for real, for real.